For me, you know what? I believe hard work pays off. You know, when you say it's been my year and it's my time, you know, Hollywood has a way of making everything seem like an overnight success. Oh my God, where did this guy come from? Oh, this kid, who is he? Look, he's a massive star. I 18 years in the business, you know.
You put in your 10,000 hours.
I put in my time, you know. I got dues that have been paid and paid again and paid one more time after that. I stayed true to my dreams, and by doing that, eventually they came true. Everybody that's successful lays a blueprint out. You laid the blueprint out. You know, I can go down a list from comedians to actors to entrepreneurs to self-made moguls. You look at Russell Simmons, you look at Jay-Z, you look at Tyler Perry, you look at Puff. I mean, you're looking at people that start off with a small vision, and that vision manifested into something beyond expectation. So what I did was, from the people around me, my mentors, Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, Pryor,
who are all on the walls.
All on the walls.
Yeah.
All on the walls.
So you surround yourself with that.
I surround myself with a constant reminder of who's great. Constantly. I come down these steps every day. I look at Richard. Oh, he's great. I see Eddie. He was great. I see Chris Rock. He was great. It's a constant reminder. What am I trying to achieve? I want to be great. So that motivates me. So what separates me is my drive. My drive is other people's success.
You know, look, man, here's the thing. I'm becoming a businessman, guys.
Absolutely.
And as a businessman, you got to make business decisions. And right now, my business decisions are to own. And that's what I'm going to do.
He owned all the Laugh in My Pain.
All of it.
Nice. And that's it quite well. It's doing quite well now.
You daggone right it's doing quite well.
Sheesh.
Would you say exact numbers? Fine, I'll tell you. Number one on iTunes for comedy right now. Overall movies, I think it's like number 11. It was in the top 10, then it dropped down. Stop playing, people. Continue to buy, man.
It did decent in the box office too, even though it wasn't in a lot of screens.
$8 million total in the box office. Only on 200 screens.
So how much of that do you see?
It did $8 million in the box office. I put up the money. So it all comes back to Heartbeat Production.
Life is too short, and I feel like everyone needs to live, love, and laugh, and understand, like, you know, you're constantly evolving. Things are constantly changing. Things are constantly putting people in a position where they can get better and do better. We're doing a lot better. A lot better. You're gonna have bumps in the road. You're gonna have things that happen that make you have a hiccup and question, are we doing better? But that's life. That's the course of life. But you know, I'm a positive person. I'm a realistic and positive person. So I see where we are. I'm happy where we are, and I know where we can be 5 or 10 years from now. It can continue to get better and grow.
I've done so many pilots, man. I've had shows that have been canceled. I think I've been a part of a good 6 or 7 canceled TV shows.
Nice.
So,
But all you need is that one yes, though.
all you need is one. But it's do you have the patience to go through what it takes to get the one?
That's what I mean. See that? Are you still thinking about the next time and the next time? That's what I'm doing. I can't think about this shit. What's after this?
Here's the good thing about Kevin Hart. I love to work, and I'm successful by doing what I do best and making people laugh. I don't feed into negativity.
What I decided to do, I decided to take my own money, put my own money in myself. In other words, invest in me. When you invest in yourself, you give a bigger effort than you would with anything else, because it's all you on the line. Everything is you. So in doing that, it's big because I control it. I make all the major decisions about the film. I have final say in my final product. And then when I put that product out, if it's received by the people that I love, called my fans, all that stuff comes back to me. And the beauty of that is, I now become a business.
I enjoy making people laugh, man. What I do, I feel I can go all over the world, and I have. The one thing that everybody shares is laughter. That's the one thing. Me being universal and appealing to everybody keeps me relevant for as long as I want to be relevant. At the end of the day, I'm responsible for a good time. If you're having a bad day, you can watch some Kevin Hart, and you might forget about those problems for a second.
I think with any level of success, you're gonna get negativity. The thing is how do you handle it? You can feed negativity with negative responses, or you can feed negativity with success. At the end of the day, if you continue to do what you do to the best of your ability, the people that are being negative have to evaluate themselves and go, yo, instead of taking the time to be angry, maybe I just need to go and do what I'm supposed to do on my side. Right. So now I'm coming up on a path that was already built. I'm just elevating it for our generation, and I'm trying to make it unique.
But what's the trick? What did you do that was that extra step? You woke up earlier?
Put that work in, Put that work in. That's the one thing that I think can't be questioned about me. I'm passionate right now. I'm not the guy that's just selling wolf tickets. I'm the guy that's actually putting the work in the streets. So when you really are a star and you get out there and, hey, what's up, man? And I shake your hand, I look you in the eye, and whatever you got to say, I listen for 2 seconds, and you take your picture, and it's more, it goes on to go, hey, that's a real guy. That's a guy that appreciates it. And I think those people, they root for you. And genuinely, now you're building an army of people that support a vision. That's not just for myself. I want to see these other actors and actresses come up and win. Like I said, I'm following the path that's already been paved. I'm just trying to widen it up more. So now the other people coming up after me can go, yo, all right, we did this. But now who's going to try to do the next thing?
People are just afraid, man. So many people are afraid of rejection or failure, but without failure you have no success.
What was the one that stung the most as far as failures?
What stung the most, biggest failure? I had a TV show called The Big House, got picked up by ABC. They told me that we were going to do 12 episodes, flew me down to New York. This is the biggest news ever. I'm about to be rich. Holy shit, I'm 22. I got a TV show. I'm writing, executive producing, starring in the show. You know what? No, I'm not just going to go down there by myself. We got to bring the cast. They said, nope, Kevin, we're only flying you. I said, well, I'm going to pay for the cast to come. I took my own money, flew them all down to New York. Get to New York, put on my suit. People taking pictures of me walking out. This is the best thing ever. Holy shit, I'm famous. This is what it is. I get to the upfronts. Upfronts are where they announce your TV show. It's a slew of shows. They're announcing their time slots. I'm next. They're about to announce The Big House. Somebody puts their hand on my chest and says, Kevin, wait. They talking to earpiece. They said, nope, I'm standing with him right now. I'm like, what's going on? What do they want me to do? You know, they want me to go on the other side or something. He goes, okay, I'll tell him. They canceled. They're not going to pick you up. You got to step back. And I was like, wait, that don't sound right. Literally that fast, they sent me home. They were like, you got to just go home. TV show got picked up 6 months later for 6 episodes. The 3rd episode's aired. They canceled the show again. I got the show canceled twice in a 6-month period, which has never been done before. I booked about 3 more pilots. Got canceled. There was a show called John Stamos' show. He was a publicist. And they wanted me as a series regular. The show was going great. Ratings were good. Put me on the show. Show got canceled. It was everything I touched on TV. Turned to I'm now just sitting out here doing nothing. I ain't had no money. Borrowing money left and right. I decided to say, F it. I said, I'm just going to do stand-up comedy and focus on my craft. And I slaved the road for about 5 years, doing the same circuit over and over again. What sparked the idea to do stadiums? It was watching these performers, Beyonce's, Jay-Z's, Justin Timberlake, Taylor Swift. You look at all these musicians and they go out and they put on these big productions. They put on these big shows. And I was like, nobody does that for comedy. You know, everybody does the same thing when it comes to stand-up comedy. They come out, it's a microphone and it's a curtain. You know, so I said, what if I make my shows an event? What if I put a production behind my shows? What if I bring a different level of creativity to stand-up comedy to almost make it a rock and roll like event? And it was a vision that I had that I shared. Some people didn't understand, which made me go and say, F it, I'll do it myself. You know, that's where having the mindset to literally gamble on yourself, do what you want to do, always comes in handy, because sometimes being a visionary isn't something that everybody can identify with. You know, sometimes people only see one way and down one street. I saw a street that opened up into so many different paths and different lanes, and I just wasn't afraid to take the chance. And the football stadium was also groundbreaking. You know, I don't want to do something and not be known for what I did in my generation. I want to stand out. So why not try to make history, which is why I did the football stadium. You know, 53,000 people is nothing to be frowned upon, but what you gotta look at is a comedian has never done it. So it was all about making a stamp and an imprint in today's generation.
Why did you name your special What Now?
Any entertainer with longevity always gets the question of what now? Oh my God, Chelsea had a great show today. What now?
Right.
What are you gonna do now? What now? Oh my God, last season was great. What now? What are we gonna do now? What do you want to do? Chelsea, your last stand-up tour was amazing. What now? It's a question that you should never stop getting, but you should also never stop having an answer for it. So I made it the title because in all of my stand-up, I've put my life and my life experiences in them. You've seen me grow from grown little man to seriously funny, to laugh at my pain, to let me explain, to now what now? Well, I'm always trying to outdo myself. So I pose the question for everyone else. What now with you? I know what I'm doing. I know the direction I'm going in, but I love to inspire and to motivate. So that question should be a question that everybody gets. After school, after work, after any and everything you do, what now? And it's just big. It's just so simple, but yet so complex. I don't think people really put a full understanding into the meaning of the answer to what now. It should just be ongoing. So my career is ongoing, just like the question of what now. It's pretty dope, isn't it? It's deep. Yeah, it's deep. Yeah. I f***ed you up a little bit. Yeah.